So welcome to part 2 of the What Would You Do series. You join us just south of Coventry on Dog Lane Fisheries, and we are going to be fishing Grebe Lake.
The series is rather simple. If you've seen our previous episode, we've done the first part to this series at Manor Farm Lakes, and myself and Vinny done okay, to be fair. We were given a similar selection of boxes, but we went with pellets for one of them and PVA bags for the second one. We both managed to catch carp on both of those boxes, so it worked out really well. But them 2 boxes have now been replaced, and the 2 boxes that we've got in place of those 2 are Dare to Be Different, and the one right at the bottom, which is Random. Now, they're not really giving us much
giving us much on
away,
that, are they?
No.
Yeah, on the other boxes, as you can see, there's a little bit of a clue to what's inside, but they've obviously had a bit of a laugh in the office and thought they'll chuck them 2 in. So yeah, we have to obviously choose one of the boxes, and that's all we can use for this visit. So it's a big decision, really, isn't it? Because it could go really good or really bad. Well, I wouldn't say we got lucky. I think we had a bit more to go on the last lake, because we've had a walk around the lake.
True.
We haven't seen a lot. The boys that have pulled off this morning, they've had a couple of fish, but it's not exactly been throwing them out. So this could be a really important choice, couldn't it?
It could, mate. Yeah, like Vinny said, there hasn't been many shows so far. We've had about an hour or so just walking around the lake a couple of times and stuff, but haven't seen loads. So yeah, I think the decision is going to be pretty vital. What are you thinking?
I'm not.
You're not even got that far yet, have you?
Well, I can't. Normally when you walk around a lake you think, oh yeah, and I just haven't on this one. I just haven't got a feeling for it. Haven't done any research on the lake. I've been busy, like I'm sure you've been busy as well, Rick, so haven't really done a lot of research on the lake. One thing you may well notice is they do stock DNA products here, so some of this stuff may have been put into this lake in the past, so that might be a little bit of a, I still don't know.
Yeah, we might have a bit of an edge in that sense.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
As you know, with it being a day ticket, people bring all kinds of bait here, so that might not necessarily be true. But let's crack on and actually choose one then. So what we're going to do is we've got a stone on top of this box, and Vinny's going to put that in his hand, and I'm going to select which hand it's in. So thanks, mate. I'll get first choice, hopefully.
Go on then, dude.
Right. What one weighs more? I'm trying to work out. Where's the muscles working more? Where are the biceps working?
Muscles went years ago, dude.
I'm gonna go with that one. Oh, well, there you go then. So Vinny gets first choice. That hasn't helped me really, has it? That hasn't helped me. So yeah, Vinny gets first choice, which I don't know whether it does take a bit of pressure off of me, really.
Yeah.
Go ahead, mate. Make your decision.
As much as I love my surface fishing and I love my zig fishing, I've seen nothing to point to that box. I think maybe in a later episode that one's going to be an absolute winner, but I think on this particular shoot it's not particularly sunny, and we are going to get a little bit of rain today, so probably not that one. I'm going to dare to be different.
Yeah, I'm going to
yeah, because I don't know what to do, and I thought I want to know I want to know what's in there. Because I can imagine them 2 in the office going, right, what can we give? I'm going to go Dare to Be Different, because like I said before, I haven't seen anything that makes me think, oh, I want to be on this, I want to be doing that. So yeah,
gone down a mysterious path.
I'm going to go down a mysterious path on this one, yeah, definitely. What about yourself, Rick?
All right, well, you've left me 4, and I quite like the idea of the random box.
I thought you was going to say that.
Yeah, I do. The one at the bottom.
They could have put anything. Well,
This is the thing.
Couldn't
and that's why I want to choose it, because obviously there's so many products to the DNA range. So that random box could give me anything. Like, I've not used everything either, as people may know. I've only recently joined the company, so there might be products in that box that I've not ever used before. So I think I'm going to go down that path as well and just test myself, give a few new products that I might potentially not have used before a go, and see if we can nick a bite. But I do think it's going to be tricky. Time's running out, mate. Where's the summer gone? I
know, it's been nothing but rain for the past few weeks. The water in here is really cloudy, and we're kind of like in a bit of a valley. I think a lot of rainwater's washed through. I think that might be the reason why it's not fishing particularly well. But so we're a little bit up against it, but there's a few fish in here. I mean, we can look at these pictures here. There's a few fish in here. So
yeah, you told me the stock level was pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's a few in it. So.
Well, yeah, okay, so they're the selections. Vinny's going with Dare to Be Different, and I'm going with the random box. We'll catch up with you in a bit. We're just going to get the gear out of the van and stuff, go round to the swims that we've chosen, and we'll crack on with a session. Let's crack on.
Do it.
hope we pick the right boxes, Vin.
Well, time will tell.
Water is a bit murky though, isn't it? I'm
Yeah,
hoping
it
I've got
is,
some
yeah.
bright baits in this box.
Yeah, that is a thing, isn't it, you know? If you ain't going to see a lot down there on the bottom, are they? It's well clouded up, but there's a lot of fish in here, isn't there?
Well, as you see, we've just barrowed round to the 2 swims that we're going to be fishing for the session. We're actually in swims 5 and 6, which are sort of on the opposite side to the entrance of this lake. And it's funny, isn't it, mate? Because as soon as we got in here, we started seeing a few show, and where were they?
On the top.
Oh dear. So yeah, let's both hope that we've got a couple of pop-ups or
That'd
something.
be good, yeah. You could fish a zig pop up on them. I mean, when we walked around earlier, we didn't see anything on the top at all. We saw a bit of fizzing, but I mean, it's a little bit rainy now. There's a little bit of drizzle in the air, and it's muggy. It's not like really the time of day that you would expect to see them on the top, but we've seen maybe 5 or 6 just cruising around, and it's kind of like, maybe floaters would have been the one, but we made the decision on what we had, didn't we?
That's
so,
it. But to be honest, like I said to you, like the fact that we've got 2 sort of mystery boxes, should I say? I know they all are technically mystery boxes, because we don't know what's in them. But the other ones are a little bit more obvious, like boilies and stuff. With these 2, we could have a mixture of everything in there. So fingers crossed, we've both got something that is at least a bit buoyant, because then we can do
a zig, can't we?
Even try and get it on the top. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got one of those controller floats, so I could potentially fish one on the top.
Definitely, yeah.
The thing that we was discussing as well is that it's only 2 rods on this lake as well, so it sort of limits our options. So I think I'm going to go with maybe one on the bottom and one either on a zig or on the top, depending on what bait's in my box. And I presume you might do something similar. Yeah,
well, if they stay there and more fish kind of like follow those, I'll probably fish 2 up in the water. If I can, depends what I get, like I say.
Yeah.
If not, I'm fishing the bottom.
That's it, yeah. So we've got our boxes sorted, but what we haven't got is our swims. So we need to decide where we're going to fish. And to do that, we're going to use that beloved stone that Vinny used earlier on. And I think I'm going to do it this time, mate.
No worries,
so pass me that.
There you go.
Nice one. And you're going to pick a hand that it's in, right?
You're thinking about it? Right.
Oh my God. Damn it. I tell you, mate, these things never work for me. I'll tell you, I do coin flips a lot and it just never works for me. But anyway.
But we've seen fish in both of these swims, to be fair. I'll probably go in here. Probably go in the first one.
Left, yeah?
So I think we're in 5 and 6. So I'm going to go in 5. And then obviously Rick will go in 6. And we'll see what we've got in the boxes. That's the big, the next question, isn't it? What we've got in the boxes.
Yeah.
But
let's have a look.
But we'll get the bivvies up first. So I'll get our gear out. You probably won't see it, but there's just a little bit of drizzle. So we'll get our bags and beds up and
we'll have a look and see
what's see what's in the boxes.
Sweet.
Right, do
Let's
it.
do it. We've both been under our brollies for the last 2 hours, mate.
Probably longer.
It's been absolutely hammering down for the last 2 hours, so we haven't been able to do anything. We've been waiting to open these boxes to show you guys what we're about to use. And finally, we've had a break in the weather, so...
Let's have a look and let's see what we're going to be fishing with.
Feels like Christmas, doesn't it, Vin?
Yeah. I don't get as big a presents as this at Christmas normally.
I normally get small presents put in big boxes. So.
Yeah.
Oh, it's looking good in here.
Got a few trinkets.
Get that out of the way.
Nice. Oh, I've seen some I like already.
What's that?
Where we mentioned that there was on the top earlier.
Go on.
Looks like I've got some pop-ups in there.
Oh, lovely.
So if they do that tomorrow, that might be a thing on the zigs. We'll see.
Talking of the surface, the first thing I've got...
Bingo, bingo, bingo.
The pineapple candy sticks, which will be perfect to fish either just under the surface or even on the top. And I could just cut one of these down. And yeah, maybe if the sun comes out, or even if it don't, because we've seen quite a few, haven't we, in the upper layers, I might have a chance of nicking one on top. So that's a really good hook bait choice, actually, for the conditions that we're faced with. See what you've got.
Well, I'm
we'll do it one at a time, yeah? We'll do it one at a time.
I can see what they're doing now. Dare to be different. Now this is the switch. What size are them? 12 millers?
Yeah, I think
so this is the switch. So this was the new bait that came out before the bug. So this was kind of like the new kid on the block. Really good bait, very different. It's a pea protein bait, and yeah, it's kind of like gone under the radar a little bit since the bug come out. The success of the bug has been, well, it's been amazing, hasn't it?
Yeah,
but this is still a really, really good bait. It's a very unique bait. I caught my English PBs on this. Not actually on this as a hook bait, but fishing over it. Yeah, I was doing really.
Nice.
I'd done a winter on the switch, and then when we come into that spring is when I caught a couple of big ones on this. So, yeah, I've had some good times on this switch. So yeah, nice.
Nice. Right, next in my box is the beta stim pellets. Now I've used these on the surface recently when the weather's been warmer and the sun's been out, but I haven't actually used the bottom bait ones, so this will be interesting to see how these do over here. I've also got some bags, so they will fit perfect in a mesh bag, won't they?
Yeah,
and
mega
I can
for bags.
fish them
Yeah.
with a Ronnie rig or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I might as well show you again. I've got the crayfish hookers. Now, are these
No, they're a bottom bait.
bottom bait? Okay,
Yeah,
so they're bottom
yeah,
baits.
yeah.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So I can fish a bottom bait
Yeah.
rig and a bag of pellets essentially
Yeah.
then, couldn't I?
We brought them out in a wafter version recently, but they were the original bottom bait crayfish baits. Yeah.
Right, so like I said before, like some of these bits I haven't actually seen or used before, so it'll be interesting to put these all to the test. They are like a really dark,
Yeah, really good
sort
for
of black
bags.
colour,
Yeah.
which imitate pellets really, really well.
Yeah, yeah. So I have got, oh no, that's powder. Ah, right, okay. So I've got some of the switch pellets, a kilo of the switch pellets, and I've got some switch stick mix. So that is definitely bag territory, that, isn't it? Definitely making bags out of those. Yeah, again, something I can maybe, I can see some liquid in there as well. So I'm thinking maybe liquid, mix these up, make a little bit of a bag mix.
Mate,
So there's different options with those.
I'll show you what bottom baits I've got. It looks like I've got some S7 in the dumbbells, which I have used a little bit, to be fair. I've recently been using the bigger baits that we do, like the 22 mils and that,
Yeah.
but I do sometimes put in a couple of scoops off the dumbbells to sort of vary the sizes up a little bit. So yeah, 5 kilo of dumbbells there. So if I want to fish a little bit of bait over the top of my bags, or even just a single hook bait with these scattered all over the top with a catapult or whatever, there's loads of options, as you probably know, that you can fish sort of bottom baits. I can even crush them up as well. So yeah, loads of options there.
I'd be happy with that bag.
Sweet. No, I am. I'm happy with the S7.
So I'm going to do my hook baits now. So I have got the switch wafters, they're the dumbbell wafters, and I have got switch half tones in 12 mils. So that's got me, if I could have chosen my hook baits for what I've got there, that's what I'd have gone for. So that gives me versatility. I can fish zigs if I want to fish zigs, or if I want to fish little bags, fish a wafter, match the hatch wafter, or again I could fish a little pop-up in the bag if I wanted to do that. So that, brilliant, that covers all bases.
Wicked. And finally, in my box, I've got a couple of liquids here, so I might as well just show you the 2 bigger bottles that I've got here. I've got the Beta Stim liquid, which will work well with those pellets that I've got.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I've got a pineapple hydro spot syrup. So 2 different liquids there that I can apply to the pellets and even the boilies, really. These liquids work across the range. It doesn't really matter if they match the hatch, really. You can just stick them all in together. I do that quite a lot with some of the oils and some of the liquid foods and stuff that we already sell. So yeah, loads of liquid there. But before you go on to your piece, Vin, I've also got an amino bait spray from the DNA Apex Predator range, which I've never seen before. So I can pimp
That's
up
interesting
some
that
hook
he's
baits for
put that in. That's
Yeah,
that's
that is a bit of a
yeah, because that is a predator bait, but obviously it's a fish meal.
I'm
So
gonna smell this real quick. It's probably going to stain my hand for the rest of the session, but strong.
yeah,
I shouldn't have done
it's a
that.
bit bad.
I shouldn't have done that, but that'd be really interesting to use because I've not even used any of the Predator range really. So yeah, that's very strong. Right. Well, Vin, what else have you got to show him?
My liquids are, I've got the Switch liquid food in the small bottle, so that's good. Liquid food, really good stuff. And the other thing I've got is the hydro spod syrup in the Switch. Now what I will say is, when I was using the Switch, and I was using it a lot, I found these liquids to be amazing. I found that the liquids complemented the bait probably as good as anything else does across the range. The Switch liquid is a real, if you get it on your fingers and you touch your tongue, it's just like, God, it's really tang. It really gives a zip.
We were speaking about that earlier, wasn't we? Because I asked you what it sort of smelled like.
And I said
like
the liquids that come with the switch are really, really good liquids.
So
well,
I'm
they're all good
interested
liquids,
to taste
but
it.
these are.
I'm interested to taste it.
Be careful, mate. It wakes you up, I can tell you. But yeah, no, really happy with that. I think we've both done real good.
Yeah, well, obviously my box had random on the top, so it was going to be a mixture of different pieces. So I'm going to have a little think, see how I can compose a little plan.
Yeah.
I guess. And yeah, let's get our rods out, mate.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to do,
really,
mate. Yeah, we've wasted a day really, so we need to get rods out and get fishing.
Let's do it, mate.
Right, so looking at the bait that I had in my box, I've kind of got an idea of where I want to go with it, and it's going to be like a two-pronged attack with this one. I'm going to have a large baited area, and then I'm going to hopefully, if the fish carry on behaving like they are, I'm going to attack them with little PVA bags. So the first one I'm going to do is the main baited area, and that is going to be with the switch boilies. So what I've done is, I've boiled a kettle now. It's not boiling now, but it's still hot water. So I'm going to pour a kettle full of hot water into a bait bucket. And the reason I'm doing this is normally if I want to mush my boilies up, I'll just soak them for 24 hours before I go fishing. But I haven't got that luxury now. So if you use hot water, that penetrates into the bait a lot quicker. Now I'm not going to put the whole bag in. I'm going to put probably about half the bag, maybe 2.5 kilos, something like that. And what this is going to do is this is going to soften this bait up fast. Because what I want to do is I want to spot like a mush of bait. And to make it super attractive, I'm going to add the Hydrospod syrup now. So I'm going to put plenty of that on it. And every time I walk past this bucket for the next hour, I'm going to give it a good shake. Make sure these baits get a good coating in that hot water. And like I say, that's going to soften these baits up. And all being well, in an hour or so, I'll be able to mush these up with my hands. So that's what I'm going to fish with probably both my rods tonight. And then tomorrow I'll have a look at fishing PVA bags. So I'm going to use the wafters. And what I'm going to do with the wafters, I'm going to, again, super attractive. I want the fish coming into my spot. I'm going to pour some of the liquid food over the wafters. Oops. Okay, so that's that liquid food over the wafters. Give them a good shake, let that draw into those baits, so that's super attractive. So that's kind of like going to be my approach for tonight. I'm going to fish a bit of spotted mix over a baited area, fish a wafter over the top of it, but later on in the evening what I'll do is I'll mix those into a little bag mix, again with a little bit of liquid food to make it super attractive. And if I see fish tomorrow during the day, I'm going to attack them with PVA bags.
So I'm going to go in with two approaches. I'm going to go in with quite a heavily baited area, and I'm also going to go in on a quite light approach as well, and that's going to be fished with the pellets in small PVA mesh bags. So I've got the S7 dumbbells here. I'm going to pour them into a bucket, and I'm just going to coat them with some of the pineapple Hydrospod syrup, and I'm going to fish a trimmed down candy stick on a pop-up rig. So I'm going to use a Ronnie rig. I like to use the Ronnie rigs for a lot of my pop-up fishing. You can change the hooks nice and quickly, and yeah, they give me some really, really nice hook holds as well. So yeah, it's a pretty simple approach really. We've seen loads of fish out in front of us. Let's try and get stuck into some of them. Right, so a really quiet night, unfortunately. Yeah, for both of us, mate. Yeah, I mean, we both had a couple of savage liners, didn't we?
Yeah, just on dark, we kind of like a bit of fizzing out there on that spot that I was spotting to earlier, and I think it was the left-hand rod. They're both in a similar zone. Pulled up really tight, and I thought I was in, and then it just dropped back down. Actually, it did it a bit later on as well, into darkness, and then after that, nothing. Didn't hear anything. Didn't see any head touches from the other anglers as well. So,
well, I did. The thing is, between you and me, we've got that tree, and you obviously didn't see the fella that was right opposite me. But the fella opposite me at about 3-4 o'clock in the morning had one.
Oh, right, okay.
And I think he was fishing just under the surface, funnily enough.
Was he?
Yeah, and do you know what? The weather has completely changed this morning. It is really, really warm already, isn't it?
Definitely.
I think it's going to be a proper bright day, so we might have to change up the tactics a bit, Vin, I think.
Yeah, this is the kind of weather we kind of, when we was thinking about have we got pop-ups, you know, we might need to fish zigs today, and looking at it, if, you know, it's forecast to be a really sunny day, and you know, we saw so many fish on the top yesterday just before that rain came. We kind of thought, you know, it might be a zig day today. You know?
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think I'm going to do at least one rod on a zig. I think
so
I'm going to switch my rod that I fished on the bottom over that bait last night over to a zig. Started to see a few shows like sort of just under the surface in front of my swim as well, so I think it makes sense really to do that.
Yeah, once you see them up in the layers, you just get the feeling they're not going to go. you get
stung by a wasp.
Once you see the fish in the upper layers, you just get that feeling that they're not going to have a go on the bottom, certainly not till after tea time. So we don't want to waste the day, because we didn't fish a lot yesterday at all, did we? It was kind of a wasted day, to be fair, due to the rain. We couldn't really get set up properly and show you guys what we were doing, so don't want to waste the day. I'm thinking zigs are going to be the one, but obviously we'll play it by ear. We'll let the sun come up properly and see what it does to the fish.
100%, 100%. In there, boy. Well, how about that? After a quiet night last night, fishing on the bottom, I changed tactics up slightly this morning. It's a completely different day today. It's really warm, the sun's out, the clear blue skies is just completely different to yesterday. It was overcast, drizzly and pretty muggy. So I switched it up and went onto a zig approach. Tied up about a 6-foot zig, and I could see that they were just under the surface. So yeah, I tied up that zig and just put one of our PB candy sticks onto that zig, and I hadn't even set the alarm. I'd seen the fish show in front of me. I actually done a couple of casts and realised that I needed to bring it a little bit closer, same sort of depth. And yeah, was just setting the alarm, and I just see the line peel to the left, so I lifted the rod up and we've hooked into a decent common, so really, really pleased. Well, how about that? First fish of the session for me, just under 25 pound. And yeah, just really pleased that switching it up a little bit has actually paid dividends, really. Sometimes when it ain't working, you do need to change things up. And that just goes to show that switching it up to a zig on this occasion has worked wonders. Let's show you in quick. And there you go. My glasses are covered in water, but like I say, I am over the moon to have got off to a cracking start with this common. And yeah, the rod's back out on the spot, so hopefully I can get into another one. Vinny's also got fish showing in front of his swim as well, just under the surface, so I think he's going to be doing something similar, but I'll let him explain to you his approach. a bit later on. But for now, let's just admire this first fish of the session. And yeah, hopefully more to come.
So obviously you saw Rick with that mega mid-20 common earlier today, and yeah, we did say yesterday that zigs might be a thing if the weather changes. As you can see, the weather has changed, and with Rick catching one, I've followed suit. I've got both my rods on zigs now. I'm just kind of chasing the fish around, just kind of dropping, like using small leads and just dropping zigs on them. I've got a general idea of what the depths are out there, so I'm just trying to leave it maybe 6 or 8 inches off the surface, because that's like the depth that the fish are moving around at. And all I'm doing with hook baits is I've got the 12mm switches. What I've done is I've soaked these in the liquid food just to give them that bit of extra attraction. So with the half tones you get a pink and a white bait, so I've just put one on each, and obviously if I do get a bite this afternoon, I'll put them both on whatever colour I get the bite on.
Okay, well, we're approaching our final evening over at Grebe Lakes, and I just wanted to quickly show you what I'm going to be doing for this evening. So after having that common earlier on this afternoon, I'm going to be fishing one on a zig throughout the night tonight for obvious reasons, just because I've got a bite on that setup. But on the other rod, I'm going to be fishing a wafter rig with one of the crayfish bottom bait hookers. Now, unlike last night, I'm going to be fishing this over a little bit more bait. This particular rod was only fished as a single, pretty much like this last night. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to put some of the beta stim liquid over the rest of the beta stim pellets that I have available to use on this session. I'm just going to coat them in that, literally glug them to the max in that liquid, and then I'm just going to put about 4 or 5 spoms of those pellets over this rig. But on top of that, for an extra bit of attraction, I'm also going to dip this rig into some of the beta stim liquid. Right, so just dunk this in there, drop that in there, bosh, coat that in that. If I can get it out, hopefully, there we go. And obviously the beta stim liquid is PVA friendly, so this bag shouldn't melt. Let's get it out on the spot. All right, got my tree marker. And there we go. Sweet.
So we're moving into the early part of the evening, and really frustrating day for me. Zigs was the one. Obviously Rick had that bite, and after Rick had that bite, a lot of the fish moved into my side of the lake, and I've literally spent the day just watching them cruising in and around where my zigs were fishing. And at one stage I've seen one actually take it, and then a couple of hours ago I had an aborted take, I think, on the left hand. It could have been a liner, a real savage liner, I don't know. So yeah, not the best day I've had fishing for a while, to be honest. But got another night to go, so I'm just going to start prepping a few bits and bobs. I'm going to move the zig rods in, and I'm going to fish on the bottom again, similar to what I did last night. Don't think I did a lot wrong last night. Like I said, I did get liners last night, so there's still a potential for a bottom bite in the trip. So what I'm going to do is, this is the bait that I scalded yesterday, and that is mega. Like the 1 or 2 boilies that are still whole, they're really soft because they've taken on that liquid and the bit of water, so that's fine. And all I'm going to do to that is, I've got a decent amount of the pellet left, and I've got a decent amount of the stick mix left. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add that into this mix. I'm going to put a little bit more liquid food, a little bit more spod syrup, and fish the same spots pretty much as what I did last night. I might rove the right hand rod, I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens in the swim over the next couple of hours, but I'm going to kind of stick to my guns on what I've done last night. It's a nice spot. I've seen fish fizzing up on it before we started fishing when it was raining, so I'm confident that if a little bit of luck goes my way, I can get a bite off one of these spots.
Don't worry, I'll give you a cuddle. Oh, Vinny.
Tough gig.
So you join us at the end of our session over at Grebe Lakes on the Dog Lane complex. I myself had that common yesterday, but apart from that, it's been relatively quiet. And I do feel for Vin, to be fair, because just this morning he was back on the zigging. He's been working his arse off all session. And what happened, mate?
Pulled it out. I spent a full day on zigs yesterday. I had so many chances, but they just wouldn't take it. I had one instance, I think I mentioned it last night, I had one instance where my bait was actually just on the top and I'd seen it take it and the bait disappeared. I thought, do I hit it? Do I not? My bobbin didn't move and then my bait just came back. I should have hit it, thinking, you know, hindsight. And then this morning, I've pulled out of one this morning. I feel like since the second we started fishing, I've not stopped grafting.
No,
and it just ain't gone my way. I was up at 4:30 this morning and they were showing down my left-hand margin. There was fizzing as well, so I walked down there with the rod and I just dropped a gentle bag on top of them. They stayed fizzing, I got liners, still didn't get that pickup. So I just think someday it's just not your day, innit? That's carp fishing though, isn't it, you know?
Yeah,
I've had two really good, my last two sessions, been really successful sessions. I've had a nice one out the syndicate and then I did that floater piece where I had a nice one out of our lake. And third time unlucky, I guess, for me. It's just not gone my way.
It hasn't, mate. It's unfortunate, but like you say, it is carp fishing and it isn't carp catching, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So like, we're always out there trying our best to try and catch carp so you guys can see them, but it doesn't always happen that way. But I guess to wrap it up, I've had a great session with you anyway, mate, as
mate,
always.
It's been fun, but frustrating fun.
Yeah, of course. Mega frustrating for you, but we hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think about the series, whether you would have done stuff a bit differently to how we did this session round. Obviously, we went for the two slightly offset random boxes, I would say. Vinny with the dare to be different and myself on the random selection of stuff. But yeah, drop a few comments down below. We hope you liked the video and we'll see you in the next one.